and this song today is the minor blues. I call it the blues manure. So this is, of course, a very common and popular tune in the key of G minor, almost as popular as minor swing at jam sessions. So definitely spend the time, learn the song well, learn the melody note for note, get that monster triplet lick. Okay, work out your fingerings, work on that hard, slow it down at first. Okay, so the phrasing with this song is very tricky too. So I always say work on dynamics, phrasing, articulation, and that also includes fingerings. And just try your best, of course, get those open strings. There's a lot of good stuff in here, even the intro. Okay, so I've got the sound slice here. I'm gonna have a count in, and I recommend that you do the same thing on your settings. When you're using sound slice, go to the settings, and then click on the count in, check it. Okay, so now I'm gonna play it here. It's gonna have the metronome. I'm just gonna read along here with you. I'm gonna play the intro once as written, then I'm gonna loop the melody just a couple times so you could play along with me. I'll count a little bit for you. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Get ready for that triplet. Again. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Triplet. Again. Let's get started here on the minor blues, also known as the blues manure by Django Reinhardt in the key of G minor. Okay, so the intro got G minor 6, and I'm just using 3-note shapes so there's no confusion on whether it's a diminished chord like the next chord. I'm just gonna call it B flat minor 6, and as a 3-note shape, it doesn't matter if this note or this note in the chord, because we don't even care. We just want to hear this. Okay, mainly just that bass line. It's G, and I'm going to say the chords again, but I am breaking it up into boom chuck style. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. And that's just a scale figure. But the last chord before that scale riff was A minor 6. So essentially it's G minor 6. And notice it's just this one shape slid up to B flat minor 6 and A minor 6. And again, just to reiterate, these are just 3-note voicings. It's kind of ambiguous, but I'm calling it a minor 6 shape. Because this one here, the second chord, could be diminished as well. A lot of folks like diminished, but I'm thinking of it right now just as a 3-note minor 6 shape. Hopefully that doesn't confuse you. Here it is slowly. And that's tricky. You want to get the scale fragment 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 down a G minor scale. And notice when I landed on that root, I got right back to this chord figure. So my root is on the middle finger here. So let's practice this. Okay, you know, typically if you were to run the scale, you would do this. But you want to instead get that middle finger there. So that alone, you could just practice that a few times. 3 and 4 and 1. You get it? You know what I mean? And I'm sliding into that note. That's very a la Django. To slide into it. Those little small articulations and nuances, really nice. So here's this intro here. And half of that, we repeat it. And then that riff changes, and that's the only difference, is we hit that A minor 6 chord, and then go, and that's on the 5, where the D7 would be before we had this riff, the descending scale, again, where the D7, the 5 chord would be. But in this case, we go, okay? And now it's on beat 3 again. So we have the A minor 6, 3 and 4, 1. And then right on beat 1, nice and strong. 3 and 4, 1. And then there's space here. Now this is where the melody is. This is tricky timing-wise. So you got 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Okay, let's really get that riff and the timing. And notice my fingering here. These lessons are very important because I'm showing you how I like to finger these riffs and melody notes, okay? And it might be different again from player to player, of course. 1, 2, 3. So notice here I'm on that G minor kind of chord, even though it's just this one note. And then notice I just slide my middle finger over. So I'm in position. Things like that. I think that's very important. So we have, and then you're on your middle finger, slide it over to the B flat here, the 6th fret, and then go 1, 2, 3. Okay, make sure you get that timing. If you need to count it, count it. So it's 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's the breakdown of it. And we want to go 4 and 2, 3. And that's what I call the monster triplet lick. Beautiful lick. And again, player to player will finger it differently. My fingering for that triplet lick is this. I do it so that's all based on the C minor, the 4 chord. And again, it's just a G minor blues, 1, 4, 5. The first 4 bars were just G minor 6. I'll go through the chords in a second with you. But here we go, C minor. Visualize this, and on beat 2, it's all triplets. It starts on the 6th degree to the 5, chromatic, and then down the minor 6 arpeggio, C minor 6. So if you need to get that fingering down, get that 6th degree, and I'm feeling these triplets. It starts on beat 2, 1, triplet, and just break it down into little chunks. And then continue on. And I go all the way down to the 5th here, the G. So it's basically almost 3 octaves. And then right back up, the C minor 6, and then add the chromaticism again to that B flat. Try to make it, dynamic as well. 1. I kind of lean into it, maybe even push it a little bit. The dynamic, the volume of it, and also maybe even the urgency of the timing of it. Maybe don't rush, but just lean into it. 1. If you can feel that, we want that excitement. And that's a lick to practice with. Use the sound slice. I'm using all alternate picking for this, starting with the downstroke if you want to watch my pick here. Okay, I'm going to end on upstroke. And it doesn't hurt to just hit the chord on beat 1. Great lick to have in your repertoire. Play it anywhere. Play it on E minor. F minor. You get the idea. It's a great lick you can move around. And that's one reason why I don't like to use any open strings, is that I want it so I can move that particular phrase around. It's very Django. So after this, we have this chromatic, and then a nice, beautiful little turn phrase on the G minor. Django does this. And those are triplets. And so the fingering of this is a little bit tricky here. Watch how I'm fingering this. So I get my first, just kind of remember to get the first finger on the G, like that. And that's called enclosure. That's one of the common little licks. Basically, it sounds like this. But again, when you piece it together into this type of phrase, I'm changing my fingering from what I would normally do on this type of phrase to go, to get that first finger there. And then, so that's why I want to get my first finger here on that G to get the next part of it. So here it is on beat 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. And those were triplets. Triplet, triplet, 1, 1, 2. You just do this, 1, 2. And that's how I like to practice these licks over and over. And again, just to demonstrate, it's all movable. So here it is on A minor, 1, 2. C minor, 1, 2. You get the idea. It's just, these are great phrases. Practice them all over the fretboard. That will only reinforce each lick or each phrase that you are learning by moving it around. So really spend the time to dissect. On G, we're on a G minor chord right here, by the way. And then we got the flat 6, okay, kind of a darker flavor. And then we got this nice little turn here. Okay, I call that just a little half step embellishment, very Django. He loved that half step. So we have 1, 2, 1. One, 2, and that's a 60th note. Not even, okay, it's quick, quick, long, short, short, long. Da-da-da, da-da-dum, not da-da-dum. It's not a triplet. And dig in. And I love to practice phrase by phrase like that so it feels good to me. Before I move on to the next lick, again, I'm going to work you through that, each phrase here. Now the next phrase, this is on the D7 chord. Okay, and this is a great phrase to add in. Right on the flat 7, you know, we're in a minor blues, so it's really kind of like a G minor. But just do that a few times. Really dig in there. D7, 2, right on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 1, and that here's a triplet. Really get that even. And notice my slide here. And notice my right hand, I'm pulsing. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to, bash away at it too hard. But that's a good way to practice, is to get the timing of it by feeling those quarter note pulls. Get that triplet nice and even. And then the and on that open string. And make it short. And I make it short by clipping the note here on the left hand. Like that. So there's a little rest in between. And then a pickup note, and it basically just kind of repeats here onto 1 and 1. So it's, and that's a unison. Django loved these unisons, especially when you have open strings. Okay, so that was G and G, and you can slide into it. They call it a glissando, just for the effect. So it's you don't have to slide into it since you're already there, but sliding is optional. 2, 3, 4. Let's try it with a slide. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's pretty cool. Remember, we have the pickup note on the and of 4. So let's slide into that G, the unison, and then keep it there. And watch your rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. it starts all over. Or you can go into your solo. I generally like to repeat the melody again, but most players, because Django did it, you only need to play the melody once, and then you bust into your G minor solo. Okay, so now let's go ahead and talk about chords. We've got G minor 6 for 4 bars. C minor 6 for 4 bars. I told you it's pretty easy. Back to G minor 6. And then and that was 2 bars. C minor 6 for 2 bars. G minor 6 for 2 bars. And then D7 for 2 bars. The 5 chord. And then the turnaround. The turnaround, let's just do 1, flat 3, 2, 5. Okay? So that was G minor. And I'm doing just 3 note shapes like we did for the intro. B flat minor 6. You know what I'm talking about now, just this 3 note shape. A minor 6, and then a D7 as a 3 note shape. So it just sounds like this. 1. That makes a great intro too, just that alone. For a song in a minor key. Of course you could do this. You can add a little bass riff too, a little bass run. And that's your turnaround. Let's play the chords again together, one time through all 12 bars at a medium tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. G minor 6 to C minor 6. Back to G minor 6. D7, 2 bars. Turn around. And again, top. C minor 6, 2 bars. G minor 6, 2 bars. D7, turn around. And later on we could do stuff like this. Walking the bass. I love stuff like this. And of course, there's videos on chord soloing. There's videos, please check out the minor swing video in particular if you want to start to learn how to walk those bass lines as well. But this should get you started on the minor blues or the blues manure, Django Reinhardt. We'll see you guys next time.